And so I consider myself a libertarian essentially because I have this preference set, this set of goals in which negative rights like the right of life, the right of liberty, and the right of property are present. This means that I desire to, you know, I desire to grant people such rights. But I understand that rights are not something that are natural. I mean, every every living thing works in its own set of ways, and under determinism, and until someone proves determinism wrong, something that is has not ever happened, organisms are like programs. Okay, some programs are more intricate and sophisticated, some programs are less intricate and sophisticated, and human beings are no exception. There is no difference whatsoever in terms of being subjected to the law of cause and effect between a human being, a chimpanzee, a freaking fly, or a freaking bacteria. We all have our own set of goals, if you will. These life-sucking forces, that these drives, So we may have desire to live, desire for freedom, desire to be alone, desire to mingle, desire to cooperate, desire to be mean, desire to, we all have those forces compelling us. Now, even though I'm a libertarian because I have the set of desires that has been labeled libertarianism, I don't necessarily feel that I am better than anybody else having another set of desires. And it kind of bugs me when I see libertarians, certain libertarians, feeling superior because they have a desire for X instead of a desire for Y. I mean, a desire for X is just a fact of reality. They want more freedom. They want to be able to control themselves in their life and remain autonomous. There may be people who want to be controlled from the outside. So, who am I to say that your desire to be controlled from the outside is inferior to my desire to control myself from the inside? Simply, I simply see no validity in this. We gotta understand something. When we say better or we say good, we are really talking about practicality. There is no goodness outside of practicality. And practicality and rationality is all about the mapping or corresponding of desires and strategies and beliefs. So beliefs are like strategies, are the hows we are going to achieve our desires. We cannot escape our desires, okay? We will always act in a way as to fulfill the more and strongest of our own desires given our beliefs. This could be what is called also psychological egoism. We are all psychological egoists. Okay, we cannot escape this fact that intentional action, and modern psychology um, tells us this, is about the formula desires plus beliefs equals action. Okay, we are driven to action because of our desires. Desires are the only reasons for action there are. Now, we may have certain beliefs about the world on how to best fulfill those desires, and this is what is called rationality. Rationality, as I said, is about the mapping of means to ends, meaning strategies to goals, right? So if we believe that if we throw ourselves from the window and we imagine that we want to fly, okay, we want to fly, we have a desire to fly. So if we have a belief that we can actually fly by tapping our wings, I mean our metaphorical wings, our arms, and we act on that desire with that belief, we're gonna fail. We're not going to act. So this was an irrational action inspired by an irrational belief. So I'm totally deviating myself. What I wanted to say is that I think a lot of humility would serve a lot of my libertarian brothers. I mean, when they begin talking about natural rights, as if rights grew on from the ground, that makes no sense to me. Rights are social constructs, and they are a product of force. They are a product of combat. And might makes right. I'm really sorry if you're going to apply this to things like torture and stuff like that, that we both think it is bad. But it is bad. Why? It is bad because it is not as such as to fulfill the desires in question. In this case, my desires and your desires, our shared desires as libertarians, are not served by that kind of behavior, like torturing people, right? Right. So that's what I wanted to say. When people gain a certain right, it's not because it grows or it is weaved into the fabric of reality or something like that. Rights are the product of struggle. A right is when you claim something, claim the power to do something, and you have no one stopping you from doing so. Okay, when you are respected in your claim. Now, if someone has desires or goals that contradict your claim, they have strong reasons to act in order to thwart your own desire for that thing. Okay, so you're going to struggle. It's, I mean, you may have a belief that by persuasion, by rational persuasion, it is better to get to achieve your desires, okay, over that person, you know. That may apply some place somewhere, but try persuading the Chinese government, for instance, to give your who you perceive to be your equal, who you perceive to be inside of that identity bubble, autonomy or independence. Try to reason them into it. You can't. So you don't have the right to be free from the Chinese government, for instance, without freaking, kicking their ass. Until you can kick their ass, you don't have that right. And you can only gain rights by having force on your side. So that's why I say that might makes right. If you don't have the might to back up what you are claiming, regardless of what you are claiming, you don't have that right. So that's what I'm saying. So try to think that natural rights is a kind of weird concept, It is as natural to live freely as feeling the desire to stop someone to be free. It's most natural because people feel such feelings, such desires all the time. So it's as natural to live as it's natural to die. It is both natural to want to kill yourself and not want to kill yourself, because people and everything is inside of nature. Everything is nature, and those desires are present in nature. So it's not like one is more natural than the other. Okay, it's just not. So think about it, and instead of having a moral justification for your libertarianism, try to accept your libertarianism as your preference set. Okay, and be humble about it. You don't have to claim a higher ground than anybody else because of your personal preferences. Okay? You may try to argue with people that your own personal preferences are better to the fulfillment of that other person's desires, if that is the case. But it may not be the case, and you may have, in the end of the day, to struggle with that person physically if need be. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'll see you all when I'll see you. Bye.